it's Marley from the Energy Boutique with your energy forecast for Saturday, March 16th. So we have the moon in Gemini energy here all day. Of course, we're still building towards the first quarter moon in Gemini at 27 degrees here on Sunday, the 17th. And so we are building towards a decision point, a choice point, an action point. And typically speaking, those particular, let's call them initiation points moving forward, usually come out of conflict, out of tension, out of restlessness, even out of anger. The first quarter moon is always a time where there is a little bit more intensity, where there is a pressure, if you will, and this is what pushes us into a new realization, into a new idea, new choice, new decision, new path, new direction, new action. So we have some beautiful energies taking place here today that's really going to help us kind of get inspired, get excited, open up our heart, open up our head to deeper meaning, deeper purpose for all that we're doing, for all that we want to build, for all that we want to create. There are 9 different aspects taking place here today. 8 of them are going to involve the moon. The moon in Gemini going to make a positive interaction with Jupiter, planet of growth, expansion, beliefs, abundance, and blessings in this Taurus energy. Definitely going to give us a little bit of pep in our step, especially where our headspace is concerned. We're starting to think about our growth, our ability to heal, our ability to repair certain parts of our lives that, of course, have been like open sores, open wounds for a very long time, all due to a brand new idea, brand new perspective, brand new dialogue, brand new narrative. Now we're starting to see where it is that the conflict, the tension in our lives is giving us a perfect opportunity to grow, to heal, to repair said issues. Jupiter kind of infuses us with a new level of optimism, a new level of confidence. We're thinking about our physical realm here in this Taurus energy, which means that, yes, it's a low and slow process of coming to this action point, coming to this decision point as well on what it is that we have to change in our physical realms to not only have them look good, but feel good. Again, aligning with our higher self. The moon is then going to sextile the north node in Aries energy. This is a beautiful interaction. It puts us in the mood, in the attitude to want to advance, want to improve, want to do things better, want to grow, want a mission, want a purpose, want a path, want a plan. We want a lot. We want a lot more than what it is that we currently have. And there is this new idea, this new inspiration, this new motivation, opening up our heart space, opening up our mind space to explore a different path, a different direction than what it is that we thought we would be walking as we close out this astrological calendar and jump into a brand new cycle. The moon is then going to make an awkward interaction with Pluto. Pluto, of course, the great transformer himself, does a deep dive in our psyche. Yes, may intensify things, really show us a lot of dark concepts, dark topics and themes in order for us to realize that where we have deemed ourselves to be weak and vulnerable, we actually have an element to empower ourselves, to take control back, so to speak. Now, this interaction, again, going to dabble in the darkness, dabble in that not so nice narrative. However, we're going to have an aha moment, an epiphany on where it is that we have to flip the script, align with a new narrative, new dialogue, new imagination on what it is that we want to build, what it is that we want to create from here. Again, empowerment comes out of sitting in the funk, sitting in the darkness, realizing that all of these things that make us feel weak and vulnerable are actually meant to help build us up stronger, better than before. The moon is then going to sextile Chiron, the wounded healer, in this Aries energy, and this is kind of what triggers purpose. There is a want, need, and desire to do something better, something more, I'm going to say, meaningful, something with a mission that can not only help heal us, but heal the people in the world around us. This is the first time that we're starting to see ourselves from this different perspective. This new version of self has taken a long time to anchor in, and now we're starting to finally see the potential of who it is that we are, I'm going to say, definitely becoming. But at this point, because we're still trying to kind of defrag from the old system, the old version of self, there's still some remnants there that constantly have us contradicting the newness that we're seeing in ourselves. Just when we realize a new element of potential, a new aspiration, a new idea, that old version of self starts kind of talking trash, kind of speaking fear into some of these goals, these visions, these dreams. So this is the first time that we're actually feeling and thinking from this new version of self. And with that, we are now anchored into potential to grow, potential to heal, potential to build, potential to create something new in our realm, in our reality that is a vibratory match to this new version of selves that we are slowly but surely becoming. So Mercury, ruler of the mental plane, ruler of information, communication, how it is that we express ourselves, in this cardinal fire energy of Aries, really pushing an intensity in our headspace to choose, to decide, to come up with a path, a plan, a strategy so that we can take action, we can make moves. Mercury is making a positive interaction with Saturn, the Lord of Karma, ruling over roles, responsibilities, systems, structures, foundations, discipline, and willpower. And especially in this Pisces energy, we are building up in the, let's call it, debris of the crumbling of the aspects in which we have been previously collapsing. We are building towards something new. We're building towards a new vision, new goal, new dream, new idea of our realm, of our reality, of ourselves. Now, this may come as a little tiny bit as a harsh reality check. And I say just a little bit because this is actually a positive interaction. Normally, if this was a negative interaction, we would definitely be getting a harsh reality check at this particular point. There's a little bit of a reality check, but it's coming out of an epiphany, out of an aha moment. And again, Mercury is here to kind of slow the mental plane down. Saturn kind of pumps the brakes on that rapid thought process that Mercury in Aries is all kind of caught up in. We can slow our thoughts down long enough to understand them, long enough to articulate them, really brainstorm and collaborate around them. And all of this is building towards taking our first steps forward in a new path, in a new direction, when of course we jump into a brand new astrological calendar here next week. The moon in Gemini energy going to make a positive interaction with Uranus, the great awakener in Taurus energy. I love this because it means that there's some sort of lightning bolt that comes down from the cosmos and infiltrates our headspace and comes down all the way into our heart space and gives us a new idea, a new perspective, a new way of looking at things, a new method on kind of doing the old things in a new way. There is this change. There's this sudden disruption of our thought process, of our emotions, of our ideas that have us pivoting towards a new idea for us to research, for us to explore. Now, there is a certain amount of clarity that's coming in here, but again, we're still in Pisces season, so it may take a little bit more than a minute to actually kind of piece together all of those puzzle pieces to reveal the greater, grander picture, but we're making a lot of headway. We're gaining a lot more clarity than we have in the last couple of weeks, not only on where it is that we want to go, but how it is that we're actually going to get there. So this is a positive energy, a change in our mood, in our attitude, in our ideas, in our perspective on what it is that we have to do now to actually move forward. The moon in Gemini energy going to make a positive interaction with Mercury in Aries energy. Mercury rules over the Gemini energy that the moon is currently in. So the moon is our heart space. Mercury is our head space. They're working well together. They're on the same page. The logical, practical, I'm going to say focus of Gemini really trying to piece together certain ideas, certain paths, certain directions in order for us to research and explore. Mercury, who's all up in the headspace, of course, really pushing in this Aries energy for resolution, for finality, for completion, for a choice, for a decision. Our mental plane and our heart space are creating an idea, a visual, an actual glimpse of the vision that we want to build, we want to create. This can also put us in a situation where if we find ourselves in conversation or communication, especially where ideas and collaboration are concerned, we are definitely going to see pop-off ideas come out of just the most random interactions that you could possibly even kind of dictate, if you will. We can't predict this. It's not something that we're expecting. It's not even something that is in direct correlation with the idea that's going to pop in our head. But sometimes when you find yourself in conversations with other people, they just say the most random things that essentially turns the light bulb on in your brain. And suddenly we have a totally different path, an idea, a goal for us to research. And so it is going to be a good energy to do a lot of interactions, especially with, people around you that have like-minded ideas as well, because a lot of brilliance, a lot of genius can come out of just a very casual, very nonchalant conversation. The moon is then going to trine, beautiful interaction with Mars. Mars is the god of war, ruling over our physical energy, our drive, our passion, our desire, even our anger. And in this Aquarius energy, our energy bursts are very sporadic. Our, let's call it anger outbursts as well, come out of nowhere. They come on and leave just as quick. And all this Mars energy, because we're kind of in the mental plane of the highest form of our intelligence, trying to capture a vision, a goal, a dream on what it is that we actually want to do and pursue moving forward, there is a little bit of an aha moment coming here on what it is that we could do better, where it is that we could improve, where it is that we are building and cultivating the spark, this fire, this flame within us in order to be inspired, motivated, and determined enough in order to see the bumps through. We are about to enter into a very bumpy time of trying to get things started here. The hardest part of actually initiating something new is taking that first step. And so the Mars energy is helping us to really just kind of build that fire within us. And the moon in this Gemini energy rapidly processing different variables, different options, different opportunities for us to make some advancements on this new path, in this new pursuit of a mission, of a purpose, of a goal. The last thing that we have going on here today is the moon in Gemini energy making a very positive interaction with Pluto, the great transformer himself, in Aquarius energy. So this tells me that now we are empowered in our mind space. We're having some intense feelings take over where there is a sense of a new mission, a sense of a new purpose, a sense of a new goal, a new direction is forming, a new idea is being explored, and therefore the inner dialogue, the narrative, the perspective that we were holding earlier on in the day has now leveled up to a supreme ranking where not only do we have a lot more puzzle pieces to snap together to reveal the greater, grander picture on what it is that we want to do and pursue from here, but this is like a major attitude adjustment. This is like changing the inner narrative and dialogue, but also the vibration and frequency that we're holding in our heart space to actually match in alignment our heart and our head, because that is the first part of the manifesting equation. We have to get our heart and our head on the same page before we can engage the physical body to take action and make moves to actually bring our dreams, our visions to life. And so we are in the final days of this old calendar of Pisces season as well. So there's going to be a lot of, I'm going to call it mystical experiences that pop off and just change the game for us 100%, especially where our inner realm needs to kind of be recalibrated, renewed, refreshed, realigned, if you will, in preparation to jump into this new astrological year where essentially we are going to be kind of challenged in eclipse energy and retrograde energy to really make things happen. We have a short amount of time where all planets are still in a direct position, taking us all the way into April. And we are going to have some very interesting energies light a fire in our heart space and under our ass to get our shit together, to actually prepare to launch ourselves forward in this new path, in this new direction.